Hello out there. This is Keyrose from LaSanbe.com coming to you from Old Number 2 here in North Laredo. And tonight I have some special guests with me from Be Live Promotions. I got Fernando and Robert and Mike. Thank you all for being with me tonight, with us tonight. Let's start with the inspiration behind this venture, Be Live Promotions. Can you tell us a little bit about when you all started and why you started the promotion company?
Sure, we started back in December of last year, so almost a year. We started with Hacienda. I'm cousins with those guys. And one of them, it's three brothers and a cousin, and I'm cousins with all four. But three of them are from San Antonio, three brothers are from San Antonio, and one of them is from Laredo, Dante Schwabel. And they started touring. They were touring with bands like Dr. Dog, Alberta Cross, Black Joe Lewis, and they got their big break with Dan Arbach from the Black Keys. Dan did a side project and a solo album, and he asked him to be his backup band. And he also produced their album at the same time, so that was pretty cool. And so they were kind of blowing up. They toured all over the US, they toured Europe, they toured Australia. And so one day I was talking with Ante and I said, hey, you played all over, but you've never played Laredo, your hometown. And he's like, yeah, you're right, that's kind of messed up. So I said, well, let's go ahead and do it. And I said, I'll help you out. With no long-term plans, it was just more for just for the hell of it. And I said, well, print out some posters, nothing fancy, and try to get the word out. I need a little bit of help. I knew that Mike was a big Dan Arbach and Hacienda fan. So I said, hey, Mike, want to help out? He's like, yeah, sure, that sounds quite fun. And so that's how we kind of started. And it was such a great response to the show that afterwards people were telling us, well, keep doing what you guys are doing. This was great. Laredo needs this. And we're like, doing what? This is not a part of what we're just having fun tonight. But it got us kind of thinking and said, well, why not? And Dante also, even though he doesn't live in Laredo anymore, he's on tour pretty much 11 months out of the year. He's always stayed true to his roots, and he said, if I can help out, I will. And he started lending us contact and to bands, booking agents. And so we would use them as a reference, and I think that helped open the door for us, where people took us somewhat seriously. Because I'm sure a lot of bands get thousands of offers a day, but sometimes there's offers, will you play my birthday party? And it's like, well, no, we're not going to do that. So it helped open the doors, and things have just started rolling from there. We've had such a good response from the fans, from the bands. They've really appreciated the turnouts we've had. We try to treat our bands well, do the little extra things that they may not get at other venues. I'm not talking about Laredo, but in other cities. Right. And so I think that's been bringing them down to here. And now we're getting to a point where bands are starting, or booking agents are starting to contact us, wanting to play. And so it's really cool. It's really cool.
Now, Hacienda, of course, will be playing here at Old Number 2 next week. And there's going to be two opening bands also, right? The Palacios Brothers, right? Did I get that right?
That's correct. Right.
And the other one is Just for the Brotherhood.
Right.
Now, you mentioned the turnout and everything, but I was looking at your blog for Be Live Promotions, and some of the bands that are coming up in October, can you tell us a little bit about those? Because those are kind of bands that are kind of up and coming as well. Can you tell us about those shows?
Right. Well, one is, like you mentioned, the Jeff the Brotherhood, which is based out of Nashville. They're two brothers. They're getting a lot of, they've been on Spin Magazine, they're being a lot of press, and doing really well. We're all really excited about them. And they're actually, again, opening up for those darlings. So we're excited about those, Jeff the Brotherhood. The other band is those Starlings, which already came to Laredo, really again through, like Fernando was mentioning, through the help of Hacienda. And they're actually playing Austin City Limits on Friday, and then they come and play Laredo, Texas, here at Old Number 2 on Saturday. So we're really excited about that. One, that they're coming back. Two, that they decided to come to Laredo instead of staying in Austin for that night. That's how good of a time they had here. And then the band opening up for them is Shaped Like Fangs. And then we have Soft Pack, which is a national touring band. They have played on David Letterman. actually played on Lollapalooza this year. They're playing Austin City Limits also, and they're coming down to Old Number 2.
Then we have Deer Tick that same week, which will be October 14th. It's a Thursday. And that's one show I'm really excited about. Deer Tick for me is just one of my probably top 5 bands, period. So the fact that we're having a chance to bring it down is really exciting. I think those guys are great. And they played on Letterman a couple of months ago. They've played Lollapalooza this year. They actually were featured by Rolling Stone. They followed them. They're on at Lollapalooza. And they played ACL, a bunch of festivals. And the cool thing about that show is that we're actually going to be part of their official tour. They're going to do a end of fall, winter, southwest tour. And Laredo's going to be one of their official stops. They're only doing 3 stops in Texas. They're doing the House of Blues in Houston, Emos in Austin, and Old Number 2 in Laredo. And we've already started hearing people, like we've had people from the Valley buy tickets. People from Austin, even though they're going to play in Austin, are going to come down to this show because they said, I'd rather go see them in a venue of 200, 225 people than go to Emos where it's going to be 1,000 people. So, it's a real treat. Hopefully people will dig it. And the other thing too that we wanted to mention regarding the Soft Pack show is that's going to be a free show.
Okay.
People think we're probably crazy offering a free show, but when we started this, we really started it for the love of music. It wasn't about the money. I mean, granted, we don't want to lose money on this project that we're doing, but it's really at the core about the love of music and the chance to share a band like Soft Pack, Laredo. We figured what better way to say thank you to all the people that have supported our shows in the past. And so we decided to make it a free show, and people can go online to our website or our blog page or to our Facebook page. Also, it's Be Live Promotions. And if you send us our name, we'll get you on a list, and it's going to be free.
Excellent.